about, like, when you read the synopsis or whatever, I think that we should also talk about the beginning of the movie, because for some reason, it just, after we're done with synopsis, my brain goes straight to
right.
yeah. So no, we need to focus on getting through the movie before working backwards. Like, we definitely worked backwards and all over the place in the Kane one, which is fine. It's the first episode, but this week I feel like this might get views, so let's try to keep structure.
Okay, so welcome to the second episode of the Spooky Dooky podcast, the only horror podcast for you social outcasts. Hosted by me, Derek, and
me, Mike.
Good job, Mike.
Yeah. It only took 2 episodes to get down.
But you did it, and that's the bottom line. And why? Because we don't talk about wrestling here ever. We watched the movie though.
That was 10 years ago, that podcast. Yeah, we watched the movie.
Yeah.
What movie was that?
Was it Christmas Carol? Oh no, it was Pooka.
Yeah.
Pooka. It's a movie on Hulu. It's one of those Into the Dark movies Hulu did. I think they had 3 of them. And this one was a Christmas movie, and it's December 26th. Christmas was yesterday. So let's get into the synopsis. A struggling actor takes on a seasonal holiday job as the mascot for the year's hottest new toy, Pooka. However, after putting the costume on, he develops 2 personalities, one for himself and one for Pooka. So the movie starts off with our main character, Wilson, down on his luck. He lives in LA, he's new to LA, and he's an actor looking for a job, but he's struggling to find a job. Oh, I thought you were gonna add something on.
Oh no, I thought you were gonna keep going. Yeah, I could bounce off that. Yeah, so Wilson's living alone, trying to start a new life, trying to get some acting gigs, and he's, sitting alone in a coffee shop. He's reading the script to Christmas Carol, and all of a sudden, I think he looks at a board in the coffee shop, and it's like, actor needed, and he's like, well, sure. Hits them up, and he goes to this weird, I guess, warehouse. It's very dark in there, and they ask him to do very, very simple things like spin in a circle, be an airplane, look, they're fucking with him.
Wait, let me think. It was hands up high, down to a triangle, out like an offering, spin like an airplane. I don't know how I remember that.
I mean, they said it like 20 times in a row.
Yeah, they did.
So, a guy is watching him from the balcony, and he's kind of like, well, this is weird. And they're like, nope, you got the job, buddy. You're perfect. And he's like, no, I'm a real actor, after he's getting shown the Pooka costume, which basically looks like he's a giant, like, gremlin or Furby. And he's like, well, maybe I can convince you to take the job, hands him a check. And he's like, well, I guess so. No one's going to know it's me. So he goes home, tries on the Pooka costume, and some weird stuff started happening. He thought someone broke into his house. But
it turns out it was him the whole time in a Pooka suit. But he doesn't remember. Yeah,
he kind of blacks out afterwards.
The reason he blacks out because Pooka has 2 personalities. The casting director explained it to him while he was talking about the suit. Pooka is either good or naughty. When his eyes are blue, he's good, and when he's naughty, his eyes are red. Pooka repeats back everything not everything he hears, but just random things he hears, he'll repeat back what he hears. And when the eyes are blue, he repeats back in a nice, calming tone. And when his eyes are red, he does it in a very evil tone, sort of like how Elmo sounds when the battery dies out, like a fucking demon. It's terrifying.
You remember the dance? Do you remember the jingle?
Pooka see, Pooka do.
Yeah, keep going.
I'm good.
No, I actually don't remember it. I think there was a part about where I think it was very aggressive. Like, at one part, there's like Pooka fights, right?
I don't remember.
You were singing it. You're full of shit.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, he trashed his own apartment. And he's terrified, and like you should be. But he invites his neighbor Red over because he doesn't know what to do. Well, I guess Red actually just comes over to help clean up, and he's terrified. And Red's just like, "Don't worry, they won't come back. They didn't steal anything. All they did was just trash the place." And I don't really remember what happens after that.
He just keeps going back to his job, and that's when I think he starts getting very stalkerish with his woman companion that he winds up with.
Yeah, he was doing a signing thing or whatever, and they ran out of Pooka towels for the day. And as the casting director was telling all the customers that they have to go because there's no more toys, he noticed a very fine black woman from across the room, and he just stares at her, and he just knew that she was the one for some reason. Well, there actually is a reason, but we'll get into that later. But he noticed that she's there, and once they're all gone, he's like staring at her from the window. Casting director knows he's staring, so he goes out there to talk to the woman, and he gets her business card, and he gives the business card to Wilson, and Wilson knows that she's a real estate agent, and Wilson looks her up, finds a house, and schedules an appointment with her to meet her. Not creepy at all.
Yeah.
Isn't that how you met Sarah?
Yeah, dude, that's how I met my girlfriend. So Wilson makes his way over to the open house. He's the only one there for some odd reason. I think maybe he's first. I don't know. He starts saying like, "Yeah, I just moved here." His life story. They start chit chatting, and she's like, "Yo, you gonna buy this house or not, fam?" And he's like, "About that. Want to go on a date?" Oh, wow, what a swerve. And she's like, "Well, yeah, sure, why not?" And they go on a date, and they go up to his house, and he wanted to kiss her, but he's like, "Hey, I don't know if I'm allowed to." She's like, "Nah, fam, you can kiss me." And he's like, "What about the gatekeeper?" And he points to the sun in the window. And he doesn't kiss her, I guess, because the sun was there, and he wants to win over the sun. So he has the hook up to, the Pooka dolls. So next time he comes there, he brings him a Pooka doll, and the kid's ecstatic and up his butt because, look, you brought him a gift, and now that's all it takes to win over somebody in 2018. So after that, he starts ascending more into madness. More strange things happen. He starts to get intertwined with the Pooka costume, not telling, like, he can't tell what's him and what's not. Is he going crazy? Is he like he can't figure it out? He keeps getting consoled by his neighbor Red, but eventually shit starts getting heated in here, and I think Red was the first death.
I mean, I guess, because she dies and then he goes to check in on her and she's not dead. So
Red falls from her window, and he shows
that's
up.
later on in the movie.
Dude, fuck. Who was the first death?
Red does eventually be the only one who dies, but
I just skipped a bunch of shit. So like,
no. So she what happens? He I don't know.
Let's just go where Red is right now. Red's dead. Red Dead Redemption. And she falls from her apartment building window, and he shows up and he's like, "Whoa, we have to find out who did this." And the cop is like, typical asshole cop. "Yeah, we know what did it." And then they're alluding that she was drunk and fell, but Wilson's not too sure about that. He goes up to check if she's actually gone for some reason, maybe because he doesn't believe it's real. And yeah, she's dead, and he just kind of passes out on the floor in his Pooka costume.
To finally win over the son, his birthday party was coming up, and Wilson promised that he can bring the real Pooka to the party, because there's only one Pooka suit, so there's only one real Pooka. So Wilson couldn't make it to the party, but Pooka does, and the kid is happy that Pooka's there, and one of the kid's friends was like, "Who cares if Pooka's here? Pooka's for kids." And the kid's was like, "Where's your dad?" or some shit like that. And the kid was mad, and then this red light shows up, and it's Pooka in the kitchen and grabs the kid and just beats the shit out of it.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to happen.
Oh, it's so funny. I like when kids get beat up in horror movies, except for Halloween. Now it's pretty sad. But
oh, spoiler alert. Yeah. So Wilson, after I guess in the Pooka costume beating up that little child, doesn't remember that. He starts living his life, and he goes up to what's the woman's name again?
Red?
No, the girl interest.
I don't know. It just says wife or his girlfriend or whatever.
Wife, girlfriend, whatever. We're terrible at our jobs. We don't know her name. He's like, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I couldn't make it. I don't know what happened.
Oh, and Melanie.
Melanie. There we go. So I think by this point you start to figure out that obviously, like, it's always been kind of clear that he has been doing some weird shit in Pooka, but this confirms it. Like, he's not there. Pooka is, and the kid gets his ass handed to him.
It's really hard to talk about this movie in chronological order because
it pops from
when eventually it gets to a point where it's like you don't know what's going on. There's too much going on at once. Yeah, and you get very confused. Like at one point, the only thing he has on is the Pooka mask, and he's masturbating in the corner.
Yeah, there was nothing to that. I guess they're just trying to solidify. Yes, he's absolutely gone. I don't know why he was masturbating and why it was in the corner, but it happened. You can't go back now. It was funny though.
I don't even know where to go from this movie. We can just skip to the end at this point because
So Wilson kind of pisses off Melanie and the son, and they're like, stay away from us. And he's like, no, wait, like, I could change. After he's going on, it cuts from a bunch of scenes of him going on a tirade saying, why is everyone talking about, this is a kid's name, fuck. The kid's father, but me. And it's kind of like, why are you freaking out like this? And she's like, get out. Like, you're crazy. Get out. And so he leaves. Right. And he's trying to string together what's going on and whatnot.
But why was he freaking out? Do you remember?
No.
So he comes to the apartment and the Christmas tree that they got together was missing. And he's freaking out and is like, where's the tree? And she's like, we didn't get a tree. And he's like pissed off. It's like, you destroyed it and you're just playing stupid. You know what happened to the tree. And that's like why he just started freaking out. And later on, you realize why that tree is important. So
Wilson starts begging the casting director, we could revive this because Pooka got in some bad press after that kid got beat up.
What? No, that wasn't a problem. It got bad press because it was just
it was saying things.
Look at all the lights. It kept saying, look at all the lights over and over again.
Okay.
And everybody was complaining about it. And that's what was wrong with Pooka. So since it kept saying that, everybody was mad about it, and Pooka just went under and wasn't making money anymore, and therefore Wilson wasn't making money anymore.
And his life was better when he was Pooka. He had the kid, he had the girl, he had the money, he had the attention. He was happy, so he starts begging the casting director, we could revive this. And he's like, no, dude, it's dead in the water. Give me back the costume. He's like, no, I need it. It's just me. And he's like, dude, calm down. They're in a bar together. Right. And then eventually he gives the costume over, but then later sneaks into the facility and steals it again. And starts walking around the town in it.
Wilson calls Melanie for forgiveness or whatever, and she's freaking out. She's like, no, whatever, leave me alone. And she looks out the window, and he's standing there in a Pooka costume. And for some reason, some dude pushes him.
You notice that's the same dude? That dude is everywhere?
Yeah, he's everywhere in that movie, yeah. And I want to say, oh, never mind. I don't want to spoil it just yet. But eventually he gets to go see Melanie and them again, but it's not how he expected to see him. He sees himself, arguing with Melanie and Ty, and I don't remember what they were arguing about, really.
I thought it was the Christmas tree.
Right. Is it because they needed a Christmas tree, or?
I don't know. I think they were just arguing for the sake of arguing because he was irrational and he's just not sane. And then he starts trashing the place and throws the Christmas tree. And he sees Ty standing there.
Right. He's the one who trashes the Christmas tree. And Ty is upset. And he was like, oh, no, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. It's okay. We'll just get another Christmas tree and then everything will be fine. And Wilson, the I guess technically he's a ghost, the good Wilson. I don't know. He was just like, no, don't believe him. He's lying and all this stuff. Everything won't be okay because he knows how it's going to play out in the end. He starts to remember what happens. And what happens is they go to get the Christmas tree and they get into a bad car accident.
Yeah, he was speeding like 100 miles an hour.
He wasn't speeding.
No, he was speeding. He was speeding.
No, if you play back, he was going the speed limit.
Wow, it looks like, I guess maybe because it's a sports car, it looked fast.
Yeah. The reason they die is because of Red, actually, his neighbor. She was drunk driving and killed her and her daughter, too, and killed Melanie and Ty. Yeah. That's why the police officer said it looked like she did this to herself when they found her dead body. Got drunk and fell off.
So when current Ty gets up, he's the only one alive out of all these people.
You mean Wilson?
Oh shit, yeah. Well,
Ty's dead.
Ty's dead. Child's dead. Guess you got your wish, Derek. So Wilson gets up from the wreckage, starts looking around. Everyone's dead. He starts to recognize all the Red is the driver, and then the paramedics who help him is the casting director. And I think the random white guy who's everywhere.
Yeah.
What does that guy symbolize? He is everywhere.
No idea.
Is he Jesus or something? Like, I don't know. Like, just every single scene, he's just always somewhere. But yeah, then when they pan over to Ty's Pooka doll, it is malfunctioning and says that it's saying,
get all the lights, because that's what Melanie was saying to Ty to calm him down, because he was scared of Wilson, because Wilson was very angry, and she was trying to calm him down by telling him to look at all the Christmas lights, and she just kept saying, just look at all the lights.
And that's how the movie began, was that doll.
Yeah, the Pooka doll and the flames at the car wreck. And you just see the police lights too, the red and blue police lights just shining in the distance. Good movie.
Dude, you're spoiling it. You're spoiling your opinion.
I'm just saying, decent movie.
Decent, no, downplay. Okay, on that note, we get to our little segment, Spooky or Dooky. Derek.
Wait. Do you know what Pooka is?
Oh, I was just gonna read that too. I have my phone open. I guess everyone knows that it's a hobgoblin in Irish folklore.
Hobgoblin. Yes. He is considered to be bringers of both of good and bad fortune.
Nah, that guy hurt me. But I guess back to the segment, Spooky or Dooky, Derek.
I'm gonna give it the spooky rating. Why? Because I liked it. I thought it was very clever. It's a lot of things in the movie that I picked up early on, like the whole Christmas Carol reference. Even the whole motif of red versus blue, I picked it up before they even introduced the Pooka doll, because I'm weird and I notice colors very well in movies, because I know that when you direct a film, you if it's a good movie, they purposely put things there for a reason. And when he had his auditions, I noticed that everybody except for him was wearing a red flannel, and I thought that was really weird. I thought maybe Wilson just didn't get the memo about wearing a red flannel, because he was wearing a blue one, and I was like, why is everybody wearing a red flannel? But now I realize it's because red is bad and blue is good, and I just really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was very clever. I like movies where there's a twist in the end and it makes me want to rewatch the movie so I can understand the twist even more. I mean, I'm not saying it's good as Donnie Darko, but that's how Donnie Darko was, and that's why I love Donnie Darko, and that's part of my movie collection. I just love movies that multi-layered. I love multi-layered movies. I love movies that make me think. And this was a good movie. I give it a spooky rating. I highly recommend it. It's a good Christmas movie. I hate Christmas movies, but I love horror movies. And if I had to watch a Christmas movie, this would be the movie, because it's spooky and good.
I'm also going to give it the spooky. It's a very, very... What?
You hated it.
Listen, when I first talked to Derek about it, when I watched it, I didn't understand everything it was trying to do. Well, I was late to understand the Christmas Carol narrative, so I was confused. And when I'm confused, I feel like I'm insulted as a viewer, and I get defensive and like, I don't understand. And now the more that me and Derek went over it, the more I thought about it with the subtleties and the imagery. It's very, very complex, and I appreciate what they were going for. Maybe I wasn't paying attention as much as I should have because I was watching a Hulu movie. You know, you gotta just assume, oh, just, you know, dime a dozen. It's not gonna be too layered or complex. It was all of that and more. It really delivered, especially because it's a random Hulu movie around Christmas that nobody was expecting. I put it on 2 days after it came out, and I was like, well, I'm craving something. It's December. Nothing's really going on horror related. And I'm like, well, sure, why not? Just, you know, it looks interesting from the little picture they used of the furry little guy. And I think that it's a great tale on the modern day Christmas Carol theme. And wow, just struggling for words.
They're hard sometimes.
Yeah, they're definitely hard.
So am I.
With all the shit movies that people watch on demand, this is not one of them. This is a diamond in the rough. It was very entertaining. I feel like if you go into it after like a review or something, you'll get more gratification out of it, because like I don't know if it's just me, but I didn't. Derek aligned the things very fast. I didn't. I feel like once you realize what's going on, it's a good payoff or whatever. But if you don't like being like the slow burn of trying to figure out what's going on, because 80% of that movie until that scene in the living room with current Wilson and I guess past Wilson.
Yeah.
You don't really know what the whole deal is, and once I found that out, I was like, okay, I get it. I appreciate what they're going for. The color aspect between red and blue is very, very cool. I love imagery like that, and yeah, it's a cool movie. Especially Christmas movies, horror movies are never really, really good or even really entertaining for that point, like to some point, like
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
You talk about the one with Goldberg? You talk about the one with Goldberg?
No, that's Santa's Sleigh. That's also a masterpiece.
Get out of here. The only Christmas movie I have ever really liked was Krampus.
What about Gremlins?
Yeah, we're gonna say that's a Christmas movie. That's debate for another day. Anyways, on that note, this has been the Spooky Dooky podcast. I am Mike.
I'm Derek.
And yeah, if you want us to review any of your favorite movies and see if it's spooky or dooky, leave a comment down below or follow us on Twitter at Spooky Dooky SIU.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Please don't.
I second guess myself. No, it's just second.
Please don't send us any critically acclaimed horror movies, because I really do not want to sit through The Exorcist or anything like that. Please,
yeah, we're
God.
We're aiming more for B movies, and we will be doing movies as they come out. We'll definitely be doing Pet Sematary, and we'll be doing.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm excited for our episode when we review the remake of Child's Play.
Also, I want to try to do mostly Hulu and Netflix movies. I mean, we can venture out that, but I kind of want to do those type of movies. So if somebody want to watch the movie, it's easily accessible, easily accessible. But yeah, so leave a movie down below. I don't know what movie we'll be watching next. I don't know what I said down below. Tweet me. Tweet us. Spooky Dooky SIU Twitter handle.com. Please. I love you.
That was long. Keep it spooky.
Keep it Dooky.
I like that. If we say that every time.